And salutations, everyone! My name is Firemage, and welcome back to Rimworld Ascension Take 2, Episode 18. If you enjoy this episode, please remember to like and subscribe, and as always, mod list is down in the description. And with that, let's get into the episode. Alright, well, picking up where we left off last time, what are my plans for today's episode? Well, seeing as it is currently the 7th of September, we only have a few more days to prepare for winter, which shouldn't be too aggressive this time around. However, our food stores are looking rather empty. We did use a lot of our harvested crops in the last couple days, and so we need to get more as soon as possible. Now, we do have, as I stated last episode, 2 fields of potatoes, so that should hopefully produce enough food to get us through the winter alongside the current corn that is in storage. Now, aside from dealing with the food situation so we don't die of malnutrition, I also want to finish making the plate armor for our melee soldiers, as well as, of course, finishing up the guest house, and something I'm going to put on the list right now is upgrade the bedrooms. Now that we have actual furniture and proper beds, it's about time we make something a little better than just a simple bed in a shack. So those are the main things I'm going to focus on getting done this episode, of course. Also working on the wall with all of our limestone, but that is more of a side project right now. Can't really focus on it too much, it's going to take a while to finish after all. And our visitors are leaving. They expected more from me, score of -12, and they won't come back anytime soon. Well, as unfortunate as that is, it's not really our fault. They had some pretty high-ranking people. And we are now being attacked by some man-hunting... Oh, it's these things. If I remember correctly, these things shoot lasers. So, that is something that is mildly concerning. Alright. Well, let's go ahead, make sure we equip those who have ranged weapons with the ranged weapons. And we will send Vera and Fur. Fur can just stay in there. Vera can go in here. As for everyone else, they can begin moving away from the settlement. These things are very dangerous. Let's go ahead and try to lure them out. Oh, they're going for the royals. Oh no. That's not good. And there they go, shooting lasers. Alright. This is gonna be risky, because they will begin burning everything down. So we have to kind of try to wrap this up fast. It's about time we actually had something concerning happen. Alright, Fur, go ahead and go prioritize putting out the fire. Same with Vera. Alright, there we go. And it looks like the Empire has dealt with the rest of them pretty successfully. All we have to do now is put out the fires. It looks like a good amount of our potato crop, though, is going to go up in flames, unfortunately. Ah, our pig pen also appears to have been lit on fire. That is definitely not good. Let's go ahead and get that fence built real quick so they don't run away. And that is the crystalline caracals dealt with. Little laser creatures that they are. A lot less damage done than I was expecting, but that is mostly due to the Empire coming to our assistance. Ah, and it looks like Carrie just finished building our tailoring bench, finally. And that means we can get around to making some more proper clothes, because we need that. Seeing as most of our people's clothes are currently considered to be tattered, you should probably make some actual stuff. Now, we do have quite the variety of clothes that we can make. I think we're just gonna go with tunics initially. We'll make 7 of them. And we will make some basic pants as well. Again, making 7. Looks like Fur is also getting to work on the plate armor. Very good. Let's go ahead and make sure we assign Fur specifically to the tailoring, as they are the one with the proficiency in tailoring, so they should be able to get that stuff built pretty quick. And there we go. The guest houses are now finished. Very nice. Except for this one, which still needs the bed to be hauled in, but we can go ahead and just have Carrie go ahead and prioritize doing that. And that means that this project is now finished. We now have 3 glorious guest houses, which make us about 20 silver each, if I remember correctly. I do. So that is pretty good. It's not the fanciest, but, you know, it's a little bit of money. Now that that project is done, though, it is time for the next one. Now, this project is a bit on the larger scale, and we are going to start by deconstructing all of this. The entire section here, these 2 bedrooms, gotta go. Because I want to turn it into a small store sort of a thing, so that our visitors and guests can buy things like food. Of course, I need to figure out how to set it up and all, but I think this will do quite nicely. And there we go. The old bedrooms have now been deconstructed. So, I believe the way that I set this up is I set up a zone. Let's say here. We now have area 2 right here set up for shopping, which we will set up very simply as, if I can find it, here we go, a meal tray. So if this works the way it's intended to, next time we have some guests, they should be able to buy food from this meal tray, and then we'll earn some money that way, which will be very interesting if it works. And of course, we can also take food from it without paying for it. And crafting benches have been researched. Very, very nice. So what do I want to research next? We do have many options. You know what? Let's go ahead and finish researching scorpions, which is basically just a semi-automatic heavy crossbow, as it says here. And that will give us a very powerful defensive and offensive weapon that we can utilize. Seeing as we are now starting to get more active on the world map, it would make sense for us to have more portable siege weaponry. And Fur is once again rebelling. Lovely. Well, that is going to end very poorly for him. Let's go ahead, get our guys down here to switch over to their ranged weaponry. And just them alone should be able to deal with Fur. Oh, and Fur is going for Vera, the only one who cannot defend herself. Of course. Well, let's cut through this little alleyway here. It seems Fur is actually being somewhat intelligent and avoiding the 2 archers we have being sent after him. Unfortunately, Coog is right here as well, so we can start having Coog shoot him. And there we go. Fur is down and dealt with. Not sure why Fur keeps trying to rebel. It never ends well for him. In fact, I don't think it's ever once ended well for him. Alright. Well, he's going to be incapacitated for a while, since I believe he is a genie. Yeah, and genies take ages to heal. So, it is gonna be a while before fur is back in commission. In other news, though, Carrie and Crow are making good progress on the wall so far. Not too sure why they decided to focus on this section first, but hey, I won't complain. They're getting it done either way. And it would appear that our storage room is once again full, mostly this time with wood. Not a bad problem to have, but it is still a problem. So I think it's time we go ahead and design the new bedrooms. First thing we're going to do is forbid construction on the wall so that we can actually, get the rooms upgraded. And then let's go ahead and make a little simple blueprint. Now, I'm not going to go too terribly fancy with it. Very simple, something like this. There's not a lot that we need to do, strictly speaking, but then, of course, we make that into a blueprint, and then we just go around and we put it on all of these. Except for this one, because this one is a bit of a special case because of the fact that 2 people live in it. All that really means, though, is that we replace the normal bed with a double bed. And that's really the only change that we're making. Everything else stays the same. But, since the wall is being denied work, we should be able to get that done decently quickly, I'd say. And the scorpion has been researched. Very, very nice. Meaning that we now have a admittedly basic but still powerful siege weapon. Let's go ahead and research temperature control next, mainly for the large passive cooler. Because, if I use it correctly, we could get this down to refrigerated temperatures or even down to freezing, which will make our food last a lot longer, specifically our meat, which would be very ideal. That would be very nice to have happen. And there we go. All the bedrooms have been upgraded. And now, for the final project I will be adding and hopefully finishing this episode. It's something that, honestly, I probably should have done a while ago, and it's making a proper hospital. Now, this over here technically is a proper hospital. It's got medical beds and medicine and whatnot. However, it is impeding the expansion of our food production, so I'm going to build a new hospital. And not only am I going to build a hospital proper, but I'm actually going to be making it out of slate, our first stone building. Should be fun. Now, I'm going to put it here, since this is roughly where we want to be building a bridge, and thus the choke point to enter our lovely town. Makes sense to have the hospital near the entrance. Alright, so this is going to be the general design for the hospital, I think. Yeah, this is going to be it. So we have 8 beds in total, 4 on each side, a little medicine cabinet here. It's kind of hard to see due to the floor blueprints, but trust me, there is a cabinet there. So that will greatly increase our medical capability by about double, since we only have 4 on this side. So I think that will work out quite nicely, and it's easy to expand in the future. So that is also very useful. Of course, now we have to wait for them to actually get to work on it. It would appear that they have instead decided to start working on the wall. Let's go ahead and have them reprioritize. And I think I'm gonna leave this episode off here on a nice positive note. We made a lot of progress today, got a lot of projects done, and it is safe to say that we have more than enough limestone to finish up the next section of the wall next episode. I did go ahead and put Build Hospital on the list. I did forget to do that when I designed the hospital. Got a little bit too excited there, but it's on the list now. And I will now remove the build guest houses and upgrade bedrooms. So, we gotta build the hospital next episode, but that shouldn't be too terribly hard. And then we are going to be focusing a lot of our effort on redesigning the building here. I still don't know what to call it. We got a good amount of research done as well, so we are still rapidly progressing up to the industrial era. So hopefully we'll be reaching that relatively in the future, and it won't take me 50 episodes to get there this time, but who really knows. With all that said and done, though, I will see you all in the next episode.